Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
This was our Patreon exclusive yesterday, and again, this one is a warning. The Ultimate Red Pill video, proceed with caution. Lots of touchy things that are hard to say on YT, and again, we invite you guys over to Patreon for less than $1 a month if you pay for a year in advance. Again, exclusives coming up every week. This is former CDC Director Dr. Redfield, and he's talking about the bird FLU, and how the University of Wisconsin was, given money to, and this always boggled my mind, to teach it how to hit us. It's like you gotta be so cautious with words that you use. That whole gain of function terminology, it just sort of, it doesn't make sense. Like why would you say give a bully, the neighborhood bully, lessons in martial arts? That's kind of how it hits me. It just, again, the logic, it just escapes many people.
Yeah, it's kind of like giving the neighborhood bully not only lessons, but giving him the biggest club and giving him the best food, giving him the most opportunity to rest so that he could take everything over. This is really no different.
Yeah, exactly. Taking away a stick he has in his hand, giving him a baseball bat.
Yes.
Here you have 3 Florida Dolphins die from, yes, the aforementioned bird FLU.
Developing this afternoon, there is concern on the Indian River Lagoon following the deaths of 3 dolphins.
Scientists say tests show they died after contracting bird flu. West 2's Michelle Meredith talked with the scientists trying to figure out how dolphins in the water got a virus from birds in the sky.
Well, again, to look at the environment, and this is the thing, and environment. Terrain. There is something called terrain theory. Look it up. Just look up terrain theory. It was actually the dominant theory at one time in the medical field, let's say. Again, have to realize that what we take as being standard was not always the standard. And this is part of the big reveal. Again, we are not medical doctors. We are just sharing this for entertainment purposes only, as the saying goes. You have Indian River Lagoon, which really is one of the more toxic waterways that we have in this country. It is naturally a beautiful area, but we have seen this look like a cesspool. And when it comes to pollution in the Indian River Lagoon, it's a big boogeyman. This is going back to January of 2022, so this is 3 years ago, almost to the day, in a year when a record manatee die-off put the lagoon pollution under a microscope. Now, some are blaming Lake Okeechobee's freshwater discharges for eviscerating seagrass. Others point to deluges of storm water runoff, choking the estuary with nutrient-dense fertilizers from nearby farms. Now, when we're talking about Lake Okeechobee, there have been companies cited for toxic pollution. I mean, massive runoff, knowingly, letting such toxins out into the environment. This has been ongoing for the longest time, and I guess the point I'm trying to get across, I mean, here they're blaming it on leaky septic tanks. And we have seen massive die-offs over here, huge algae blooms. This is an area where you've been seeing this. This is 2013. So to just say, okay, well, now the scientists are saying it's something else, perhaps foreshadowing a bigger issue coming. This area is pretty damn toxic, and as you can see, 2015, it's every year. It's every year. 2017, death by 1,000 cuts. This is, as it is listed here, America's most biologically diverse waterway. This should be handled so carefully. People should have such a sense of reverence when it comes to the land and some of these beautiful places that turn into just like something out of a sci-fi horror movie with toxic green, you wonder if it's glowing sludge that just wipes out how could anything live in this waterway when it gets like this? Again, so much of this, and here's Lake Okeechobee, by the way, again, you do have connections, rivers, etc., that these corporations that are emitting so much toxic pollution constantly and often don't get fined anything substantial. They just keep doing it because it's the least expensive way to do things. And then just to say, okay, well, ooh, it looks like the, bird FLU. There's so much toxins out there in this. The point I'm getting across is that everything that's living there, their immune systems are compromised. And you add to it, again, and we've had such die-offs in this area, time and time and time again, you can see all sorts of die-offs and known toxins. This has just been an ongoing issue. And then you look, not at the pentagram, by the way. No, not the pentagram. See, this is the Indian River Lagoon over here. And when you look at the fact that they do also know that there's a lot of septic that's going straight into there. And when people take medications, again, all the pharmaceuticals, they do go through your urine and other excrements as well, and they do end up being flushed out into the environment. So again, whatever people are doing in general will make its way at some point in time out into the waterways. And you could see here it looks pretty nasty from this overhead. And then you add in more corporations and the like with all sorts of pollution. But terrain theory. More people are getting familiar with terrain theory now, which is all about you have to maintain a certain level of health in your own personal environment. And if you're not doing that, you're going to be weak and susceptible, again, to anything that comes along. It should be pretty obvious. Oxygen is key. We really need oxygen to, again, deliver the chi, which a lot of people are starting to understand the concept of chi, prana, vril, the life force. That is what animates the body. With no chi, the body is just going to start to deteriorate. And this is also a part of why exercise is so important and getting your heart going. Besides the fact of, again, you need to oxygenate the cells. You have to give the mitochondria what they need to do to deliver their ability to produce energy. And what we have going on is an environment that's so sludgy and toxic. And so many people's bodies are sludgy and toxic. And, again, the waterways of the earth is like the blood in our own bodies. So, as above, so below, if I'm getting that point across.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think you are. I mean, this is so unfortunate. And just look at the population there. And when there's population, there's so many businesses. And when there's businesses, of course, there's going to be runoff. There's runoff from everywhere and everything. I mean, this poor little waterway is like screaming and yelling, and it is so sick. There's just, and every day it's just getting worse, and it's compounding and it's multiplying, and it's just so easy for these so-called scientists and these people who, on the mainstream media just to throw out the bird FLU, and use that as an excuse. God forbid, people actually look at the problem and say, hey, this isn't working. We need to do things differently. We need to clean up. We need to make a more sustainable world, a friendlier world, a world where we blend more with the earth. I mean, it's anything but that, because where the money is going. And it's all about following the money, follow the science, follow the money. I no longer believe in the science. I believe in my own experiences and what I have seen with other people and what I have seen with myself. No longer will I, listen to somebody who says, oh, go look at the studies. Really? Go look at the studies. Okay, those studies are funded by somebody. So we really have to bring it home. We really have to bring it home to a personal level and do what we can in our environment to be good to the earth and not add to the toxicities, because the companies, they're doing as much runoff as they want. And it's really no big deal because they'll just, throw it off. And what about our other generations? What are our children going to do? This is just getting ugly.
And again, when we eat fish that is caught in these toxic waterways, that's going into you. That's becoming you. You are taking in the toxicity. Then your organ systems have to try to, let go of it and purge it again. So it's a cycle that, again, leads to shortened life expectancy and ill health, and people going to the DR and looking for help for a new issue. And then they're given something. And when you look at a list of the warnings and side effects, again, so many of these medicines, quote unquote, come with little pamphlets that might be 10, 12, 20 pages long. And, there's a list of so many things that can go wrong. You got to shake your head and wonder why people still just blindly walk off there and start doing something, again, that's going to lead to more issues. The cure is really, again, detoxifying the environment. Now, the way they've organized everything is, the left has their issues, the right has their issues, and never the twain shall meet. This is purposeful, and it's cultivated, and this is part of the reality that we're waking up to. Yeah, we have to take care of the environment. Releasing free energy would be a nice thing, because again, we don't need all this, and again, convincing people that you have to keep up with the Joneses because their grass is thick and lush and yours is scraggly and looks horrible. So people layer on toxic chemicals without even realizing they're going to be drinking that at some point in time. And it's going to lead to a visit to the DR and give you a diagnosis of something because of toxicity. The world is suffering from excessive toxicity. And again, the cure is not by bringing in more toxicity. And again, there's things in cures that are delivered in ouchy ways that by themselves, we know we shouldn't be allowing into our terrain, our body's terrain. So the whole system, when you really look closely, it doesn't make any sense besides from a profit standpoint. Wei Qi and the immune system. What is Wei? Wei is external. Qi is life force. You wouldn't be alive without Qi. Qi is what animates you. It's the life force. It can be cultivated. And I do think, again, if I've learned one thing in this life, is that I do believe that the life force is the key to everything. And your Wei Qi field, when it's built up, this is your force field. And you could think of it as a force field. It's like, again, the Enterprise. When the shields are up, they could take blows. When the shields get down, there's serious damage done, and the ship's not going to last long. It's the same thing with your Wei Qi field. How do you build your Wei Qi field? You can do it through intention. You could do it through exercise and especially getting the blood pumping. But really, it's about intention and, magic, quote unquote. Real magic is just science that's not understood by the masses, but yet it's there. And there's a lot of things that seem to be paranormal. They're not paranormal. They're just not typically understood by the masses at this point in time. And again, the reason is because, knowledge is power, and those that are in charge want to keep the knowledge for themselves. So you can build up your Wei Qi field. And it's in Taoist philosophy, when your Wei Qi field is strong, you could walk through a ward of people that have all sorts of illnesses and you won't catch them. You just won't catch them because your force field is up. Your shields are up. When the shields are down, then anything can happen. Any sort of pathogen can get into you. And yeah, absolutely. The lungs are a gateway between your internal energy and the energy of the world around you. So through intentional breath work, you can seek to release toxic energies and allow the vital energy to come in, circulate, and enliven you and strengthen your immune system. You're going to need a strong immune system to get through, I would say, the next 3 to 5 years. You have to build it. It's as simple as learning how to breathe. And that sounds stupid, but that is exactly what it is. Most people do not breathe properly or breathe consciously. This is Lee Holden, who I've met in person in workshops. He has a lot of videos out there too. I've been blessed to meet a lot of amazing masters of Qi, and the Qi is very real. Just like in when I was growing up, if you talked chakras and talked auras, people would think you're crazy. And now people just, yeah, okay, so there's chakras, of course. They're interdimensional gateways, and without the chakras, you wouldn't be alive. Again, we are multidimensional beings. You can literally build your own Wei Qi field with conscious breathing. It's as simple as that. And this won't cost you anything but your time. And there's no purchase necessary of any sort of objects. You don't need anything, just you. And learning how to control and regulate this field is just, I think it's one of the smartest things you could possibly do. This is our playlist on EEARTS of healing through energy work and Qigong. 60 videos up there. We are going to be doing more. We are going to be doing some Patreon videos as well, and sharing more in depth into this. It can be very, very simple. It can get very, very complicated as well. But for the masses, all you really need to know is really proper conscious breathing, and start to work on your focus. Focus, guys. Focus.
Focus, and it will change your life. It's something that's very, life-changing is the best words I can come up with for that, because you change your energy field. When you change your energy field, you change the way things respond to you, and you change the way how you respond to things. And it's just very interesting to see how strengthening your energy field can do things for your life around you.
Would you just share just 60 seconds of, or whatever, with what you have experienced since you've practiced Qi?
Oh, sure. So when I started practicing, I was just doing the basics. I was kind of reading a book called The Iron Shirt, I think it's called. We have a PDF somewhere. And I was practicing a lot in the regular moves and the standing. And I can tell you it was so life-changing, because not only did my life fall into alignment, all my energy bodies went into alignment, my life went into alignment, and everything changed around me. All of a sudden things they're clicking, they're going well. I have energy, I have focus. And it really helped me to a high degree, and not just me, but those people around me who are watching, like, wow, what's going on in her life. And, once you get into it, you might find yourself more interested in the energy aspect of it. And that's when you dive a little bit deeper. But for anybody, just to get started, it doesn't take much. It takes your time, and it takes just the willingness to do something different. And you never know what you're going to awaken inside of you. For me, I woke up quite an energy inside of me, and I had no idea about how strong my abilities were, and how much I could assist them and assist myself in building my abilities until I started Qigong. So it opened so many doors for me. I can't even begin to tell you. I wish I would have wrote things down, because so many things happened to me also when I got into energy work, not to mention just the awakening aspect of it all.
A good place to start is with this particular program. This is a short program. This is something I recorded 7-8 years ago. And this is purgation, which means it's going to purge stagnant energies from your body. It's also going to open up the main energy. The energy system is a mirror to the vascular system, basically. So it opens up the energetic pathways through the body so that the energy will flow in a much smoother, evener way, which is going to allow proper functioning of the organs, because as above, so below. Again, when we do this on an energetic level, it sinks down into the physical body. When you keep correcting things on an energetic level, it does, as time goes on, sink into the physical body and help to actually relieve the problem. Not just relieve the symptoms, but this is, again, it's not like what we see where you mask a symptom. This could actually correct energy imbalances that have been going on for years and maybe even decades.
It'll definitely bring things to light and show you, hey, I need to do this or I need to do that, and help you correct the problem. So it sets you on your path to healing and wellness. And these days, that's just priceless.
Absolutely. And like, share, subscribe. Again, do explore the playlist with a lot more coming. Much love, much gratitude for you guys. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.